What is going on, everyone? We are here for week 6 of the Ferrari Fixed Challenge Track Guide series, and this week we're at Summit Point Raceway. Very old school circuit, lots of bumps, lots of different changes of tarmac along the way, so it's going to be a pretty unique challenge. On top of that, it seems like the server settings for the week is going to be like sunset into the night, so I think that's going to add another element of surprise to a lot of people. So pretty challenging just to nail a clean lap around here, just with so many little places where you can make a tiny little mistake and just bleed a lot of time. So hopefully this guide's just going to help you a little bit just to understand where we're positioning the car and what we're using as markers. I hope everyone's racing's been going really well. It's been really cool. There's a lot of people reaching out, messaging us, and commenting and liking and just subscribing and sharing the videos and stuff like that. So I really appreciate everybody that's gotten involved with our content recently. And yeah, thanks again, guys, and looking forward to bringing you this one. So let's get into it. Week 6, the Ferrari at Summit Point Raceway. Alright guys, so now we're going to break down the lap. So as you're coming down into turn 1, you want to be as far to the left hand side as possible, and you're looking for the group of 3 cones together. So at this point here, so you can use either the 3 cones, you can see the bitumen path here on the end side like disappears as well. So there's a couple of different options here. So obviously 5th gear, I'm going back to 1st here just to really help with corner rotation. So as I come down, I'm sort of plucking 1st gear as I'm turning the car into the corner. I turn the car in once I get to the start of this little escape road here, so just here, and we start to turn the car in at the corner. I turn the car in and I kind of follow the little seal in the road here, so you'll see there's 2 different patches. Now this track's a bit unique, it's like a bit of a quilt of different tarmacs and bitumen. So I sort of follow this line in, and I sort of stay on this until I get to this point here, and I sort of track it right around, and I grab the apex at just near the end of the curb. Once I get to the end of the curb, I start to apply throttle. I want to try and tighten it up as much as possible, up to 2nd gear nice and early. I sort of hug this green, the white line, and get as close to the grass the whole way through this part. Up to 3rd, up to 4th. Now, as I'm coming in here, I want to brake at the end of the escape road here. So just here, back 1 gear to 3rd gear. And then as I turn the car in, I want to turn the car in just as you see, there's like the little bit of the triangle bit of bitumen that comes out to the line. So I start to turn the car in now. I try and get on the curb, but ever so slightly, and you want to make sure you hit it at like this point here. If you hit it too early, it actually does pick the front tyres up and sort of slide you across the track, and you end up in the sand on the outside. It's quite a high-speed corner, but it's very easy to run wide and cost yourself a lot of time here. So I'll clip it about this point here, about 3 red squares from the end. I come off the curb, use all the curb, and start to run it down the hill. Up to 4th, over the little crest, stay to the left as much as possible. Now, there's no official turn-in point, but I'm sort of turning in from this point here. So as you can see, I'm sort of like going to set the car up where I'm sort of 3 white dashes in the middle of the road from the actual apex, and as I get to that 3rd dash, so right now, I really start to turn the car at the corner. I cut across, I get the right hand tyres right to the edge of the curb at the end of the lap, end of the corner. Now the car's going to slide because you're carrying a lot of momentum around here, but you sort of want to end up at about this point here. Now, as soon as I get the car straight, I'm braking. So, nice big brake pressure, 4th gear, back to 2nd at this one. There's no real turning point here. There's like a little bit of a gravel, like escape road, and I'm turning in about a car length before that. So, about this point here, I'm turning the car in 2nd. I come in. Same again here, I don't want to hit that apex too early. I hit it sort of at this point here, sort of in line with the gap in the fence between the 2 Armcos. And then I start to pick the throttle up. Now the car does push off of here quite a bit, so you're going to push to about this position here. So you see how it's upset my line of balance, right? And then what I'll do is I come in at this angle and I go back to first at this white line just before it starts to curve around the corner. And I come in, I clip the apex early, and I actually let the car run wide. Now the reason I'm doing that is because I want to square the car up and get a bit of a drive out of here. I want to follow the curb down till I'm sort of just past the line of the silo, and then I start to turn the car back at the corner, and it's a lift in 2nd gear just to get the car sort of to turn in a little bit more, and then I pick the throttle up, clip that curb right at the end, and I try and stay a little bit more to the right hand side, but it is quite hard because it's so high speed through here. Same again here, turning, clip the curb right near the end, and then you sacrifice a little bit of exit speed here to really make sure you're on the left hand side of the circuit to really carry the speed out. Turn in at the start of the tyre wall on the left, on the right hand side just here. Turn the car in at the corner. It's a lift, and tap at the brake to get the nose in. Clip that curb right near the end. Let the car run all the way out to the edge of the road. Use all the curb. Up through the gears. You're going to get to 4th gear along here. Now this one is pretty fast and fun. So I am braking just before the dirt, so obviously the dirt is not a very appropriate thing. You can sort of use the inside pit lane as a sort of guide, but it is very hard to do. So I'm sort of at this point here, roughly 4th gear back to 3rd, tap the brake, and then I pitch the car in at this point right here. So just as the white line starts to curve around the corner, I turn the car in at the corner. Use a little tiny bit of curb just in line with the power pole, and then let the car run wide. The car's going to run all the way out to the edge of the road, use all the back of the curb right out to the sand, and then run it down. And there you go, guys. That is your walkthrough track guide for the Ferrari at Summit Point Raceway for week 6 racing. Hope this has helped you. Good luck for your week of racing, and we will see you next week for week 7. Thanks, guys.